The Range Rover Velar has been updated this year. Now it gets a totally new look and it really is very stylish, and an all-new cabin which really is excellent. The question is, are these upgrades enough to make this Velar a competitor? There are a number of engine choices. The P250 uses a 2-litre turbo 4 that pushes 247 horsepower and 269 pound-feet of torque. The option is a 3-litre turbocharged and supercharged inline 6 that produces 335 horsepower and 354 pound-feet of torque. It works with a belt alternator starter mild hybrid system and a 48-volt lithium-ion battery. The hybrid harvests energy under braking and is used to help initial acceleration and to power the idle stop function. Now the engine of choice is the P400. While it uses the same 3-litre inline 6, it has been tweaked so it now twists out 395 horsepower and a rewarding 406 pound-feet of torque at 2000 RPM. The engine drives all four wheels through an 8-speed automatic transmission and a single-speed transfer case. The all-wheel drive system is smart, using predictive and reactive technologies to prevent wheel spin and regain traction when necessary. It also features brake-based torque vectoring. Now these beefier numbers really do translate into acceleration times. The P250 Turbo 4 takes 7.5 seconds to get to 100k. Now when you go with this P400 and its 6-cylinder engine, it chops that time to 5.5 seconds. It all boils down to the use of turbocharging and supercharging. Along with the regular turbos, you've got an electric supercharger that can run it up to 120,000 RPM. You combine those, next to no turbo lag, which accounts for the get-along. The Velar HSE uses a 4-corner air suspension that is adaptive. It delivers a good blend of ride comfort and body control. On the highway, it's supple and soaks up a rippled road in stride without jostling the riders. Head into a fast corner and the amount of body roll is held to a handful of degrees. The reason for the comfort and control is the adaptive suspension tweaks things up to 500 times a second, and it does so based on the drive mode selected. Bonus marks for the fact that unlike most off-roaders, the Velar's steering is nicely weighted and it delivers a crisp feel without the usual vagueness. The other plus is the air suspension drops the ride height in the access mode. This makes the wheel arches look like they're hugging the tyres. You'll also find the Terrain Response 2 system. It alters the engine, transmission, all-wheel drive, suspension and stability control system. There are Eco, Comfort and Dynamic modes when on road. In practice, Eco is too flat and Dynamic is too sharp for the city, so the answer lies in Comfort. However, when switchbacks beckon, Dynamic is the only choice. Now if you do venture off-road, which most will not, there is a setting that looks after things automatically, along with grass, gravel, snow, mud and rut and sand modes. I've been doing this game for a very long time, and you'd think that manufacturers would learn from one another. When one does something and it flops, the next one won't make the same mistake. Well, guess what? That doesn't happen. Honda deleted the volume knob and got panned for it. Now it's back. Volkswagen deleted the volume knob. Now it's back, even on the latest, supposedly knob-free ID models. Well, the latest one is the Velar. They had a knob, now they don't have a volume knob. Where is it? I want one. Now there is a thumb wheel, and it is better than those capacitive things, but it still doesn't work anywhere near as well as a proper knob for volume. Now, in spite of my volume knob rant, the cabin of this thing is absolutely exquisite. It is minimalistic, so it's got nothing that it doesn't need and everything that it does, with the exception of that knob. Now the thing is, the materials are off the top shelf. The new infotainment system, compared to the old one where you needed a hammer and a big screwdriver to make it work, this thing is fast and accurate. I also love what they've done to the instrumentation, and of course you've got a great driving position, and unlike some of the previous Velars, this one has actually got half-decent sight lines to the rear. The Velar accommodates a family of 4 well. There is lots of headroom and 944mm rear seat legroom, along with 552 litres of cargo space with the seats up and 1358 litres when they're folded flat. Sadly, the seat backs sit below the load floor when they're folded, so there is a pronounced ridge rather than a flat floor. On a brighter note, the maximum tow capacity of 2,500 kilograms means the toys can make the trip to the cottage as well. Now this is a mid-cycle refresh, and they've certainly done a good job with the exterior looks and the way the cabin looks. The problem is, you got to remember this thing was introduced in 2018, so it's getting towards the end of its natural life cycle. Now given the looks and the interior on an all-new vehicle, thumbs up to that one. For the meantime, I'm going to go and rewire that infotainment system and put in a real volume knob. I'm Graham Fletcher with Driving.ca.